Okay, I have seen some YouTubers are making this seems pretty good. Legit, good game from Ubisoft. But trust me guys, this game is not good and no one wants to play this game in 2025 anymore. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into two things that have raised some serious concerns in the gaming community. First, the gradual decline of Ubisoft as a company, especially when it comes to their Assassin's Creed franchise. And second, a weird controversy that popped up around the new characters in the latest Assassin's Creed game. But first, let's set things right. I'm not trashing, particularly Ubisoft here, but give my personal opinion on this matter. But also, the cringe things these company are doing in 2025 and beyond. But before that, for clarification, I'm simply talking about Ubisoft's new Assassin's Creed Shadows game. What is going on with Assassin's Creed Shadows? Why are people so upset about it? Okay, but before that, I want to say something about these so-called YouTube influencers or the game review. Stupid idiots who don't know anything about the histories or anything about the story lore even. For example, about the Feudal Japan backstory, how was their life back then? Even known some major problems in the game. Performances, they won't fucking make a sound about that. Because of the paid-ass promotions they get from the company, they won't reveal anything about the serious problems. But after some time passes by, they again make a full reviews where what they don't like about the game and other issues in the game when it's officially launches. But the fact is, at the time, it was too late to do anything because the people who watch these dumbass videos and immediately go and purchase the game and waste their hard-saving money already. I'm sure I'll get backlash from the fucking comments, but let's be honest, it was expected from them anyway, right? Firstly, why should consumers be expected to pay between $70 to $200 for a game when companies like Ubisoft can arbitrarily decide to shut down game servers, effectively preventing access to content that players have paid for, even in the case of single-player games? For example, the first Crew game, taken down by Ubisoft, which they could have patched up with an offline more for the game. Instead, you can't play it anymore, even though you paid for the full game. This practice undermines the value of the purchase as it strips away the ability to enjoy the game fully, even after the consumer has invested their money. And also, Ubisoft also had an investor call where a caller was asking about the pre-order numbers for the game, but refused to elaborate, which many have implied means it isn't going to sell so well. Now, coming back to the other big issue is the mini microtransactions in the game. At first, they weren't too bad. We only had cosmetic items, sure, they were a little annoying, but they didn't affect gameplay. But as the years passed, Ubisoft began leaning heavily into microtransactions, and suddenly progression became tied to paid content. You could buy better gear, unlock faster progression, essentially giving people who spent extra money a shortcut through the game. It was a slippery slope. At that point, video games are supposed to be entertaining and fun, became money-making machine. Now, in this section, let me give some context why some people hate the black person in general. The game's approach to historical figures, especially Yasuke, has sparked a lot of debates, and in this video, we'll be breaking down the core issues and addressing both sides of the argument. Whether you're a die-hard Assassin's Creed fan or a skeptic of historical liberties in video games, this topic is definitely worth discussing. When examining historical depictions in media, it's important to consider both cultural authenticity and historical accuracy. This is especially true for projects that draw on specific time periods and cultures, such as the portrayal of feudal Japan in media. Unfortunately, when creators make significant deviations in either setting or cultural representation, it can lead to a mismatch that detracts from the integrity of the narrative and misrepresents the richness of the time period. First off, let's talk about the core of the controversy. Assassin's Creed, as a franchise, is well known for blending history with fiction. We've seen protagonists in past games like Ezio or Altair interacting with historical figures and events, but they were all fictional characters created for the series. They were placed in real-world settings, but their actions and storylines